I'm a fat pig.
What did you just call me?
I'm starving.
I am so full.
I'm gonna vomit.
I can't fit.
I'm nauseous.
What are you going to order?
Can I get a side of mayo?
I'm sweating.
Do you hear my breathing?
I cannot stop eating chips.
This is not an extra large.
Do I look fat?
Hi, welcome to Fat Pig. I'm Jessica Curson.
And I'm Frank Liotti. And
I'm hungry. I'm very hungry.
see, we did it backwards today, and it was awkward. We did it
Really?
We did it backwards. Yeah, usually
You mean I said it first?
yeah, and then you usually say, and I'm Jennifer Carson, or you know what I mean?
Right.
So
You think people won't listen anymore because we did that?
no, I think they might not listen anymore because you're still in the psychiatric unit. Jessica's still in the mental institution.
I'll be out next week. I couldn't afford food.
When my friend was in the mental institution, this is what I don't understand about people. A friend of mine was in a mental institution, and I remember, like, when I went there to visit her and sat on the bed, she had half a grilled cheese, and I said, "Where's the other half of the grilled cheese?" And she said, "Someone else on the ward ate it." Like, they wandered into her room and ate it. And
Right.
she was sitting there with an uneaten half of grilled cheese. First of all, I don't know how she had like a leftover half of a grilled cheese, because a grilled cheese is almost like having a saltine. You can finish a normal grilled cheese in like a second. Secondly, I would have been moved to a prison, because if someone tried to steal half of my grilled cheese, I would seriously go mental patient full blown and bite off their ear. Like, I would use whatever weapon I had to protect the food.
Well, I'm surprised that she didn't lie and say that someone came in, because that's what I would normally do. I would have eaten it and seven of
Oh my
other
God.
ones.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah, she probably ate it. She's a liar.
Maybe it was like her third or fourth one, and she had half left
Right.
over of the fourth one, and she had 3.5. Oh my God. I feel like a weight is off my shoulders because the questions have all been answered.
I think you should write her a letter and not send it like my mother says to do.
Well, she's in heaven. Well, actually, she's in hell.
I know.
She's in hell because she committed suicide. But
No, she's in hell because she lied and said someone ate her half a sandwich, and she's a liar.
she's in hell because she didn't use American. She used Swiss. She always ate grilled Swiss.
Do you like Gouda?
I don't know. I know I don't like Gruyere because I made Barefoot Contessa's
Really?
mac and cheese. Yeah, I made Barefoot Contessa's mac and cheese with Gruyere, and it was like the price of my first car. It was the price of a Plymouth Horizon to buy the fucking ingredients, and it wasn't good. It was like, it tasted like the smell of feet. It was horrible.
Yeah. I don't like anything that it's hard to pronounce, like Gruyere. Can I have Gruyere? For some reason, I can't say it, so I don't like it.
Do you remember like when they used to say,
No.
Wait.
Can you imagine? No. What?
wait, like in my parents' wedding album, there's this woman like in the background in like one photograph after another. Like they're in the limousine, you know, they used to pose the photos in the 50s, and there's like a woman peeking in the back window, or like they're walking down the aisle and one woman's head, the same woman, is sticking out more than everyone else's. I'm like, Mom, who is that woman? And she said, oh, honey, she's a lady from the neighborhood. She was slow. Remember when they used to call people slow?
Of course.
Did that mean that they walked slow or talked slow?
No, I think they talked slow and they thought slow.
Oh, they thought slow.
Thought.
Oh.
I need to tell you what I'm doing right now. So I'm in a hotel room in Montreal because I'm still here for the Montreal Comedy Festival.
Mm-hmm.
The sound isn't on the TV, and I'm watching the Food Network. It's been on the Food Network since I got here a week ago. I haven't even changed the channel from the Food Network. And I'm drinking Sweet Greens thing from Starbucks that because I haven't pooped in a couple of days.
Okay.
I mean, I'm very honest on this dance recital.
I like to lie.
I haven't pooped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't go. I'm as my mother would say, I'm probably filled with resentment.
You're
But,
so lucky.
I'm not, but Frank, I hate when you say that.
I know, but
I'd rather have massive diarrhea.
Listen, once every few years, they used to come and they used to drain the cesspool. Like, we didn't have sewers where I grew up. We had cesspools because it was Long Island. And it's like I feel like there's a constant blue collar man draining the cesspool, and it's my ass. It never stops. And you go to the bathroom once or twice a week.
Well, let me tell you what's in it. First of all, I feel nauseous. I keep burping up parsley.
That's disgusting.
But, yeah, it has, celery. It has celery, apple, cucumber, spinach, romaine, kale, lime, lemon, and parsley. I feel sick. I have no desire to poop, and I'm filled with sadness.
Listen, if you did a shot of espresso with that, it would probably fly out of you. No?
I just had 2 shots of espresso downstairs.
Wow.
Nothing's working.
Are you eating a lot of nuts?
I think I need to get anal.
Well,
if I had anal, would I go?
Yeah, you would. You would go all over whatever was inside of you. And then
no, I don't want to do that.
I know, but it would be a part of it.
Inside of me.
Why do you think that? See, if I'm like fearful and like holed up in a hotel room, I'd probably go to the bathroom a lot. And with you, it's the opposite. You get backed up. If I were backed up, like speaking of anal, like I would go into pornography if I didn't go to the bathroom all the time. I'd be like an anal king.
I don't know. I'm not going to end up having anal with anyone here. That's for sure.
Why?
Of course.
Because they're French.
Stop it. So I'm not doing that, but I am looking around the room to see what would fit inside of me. And the only thing that I see that may work is a water bottle, but I have to crush it first.
Why would you have to crush it? Well, isn't it pliable?
It's too wide.
Oh, not if you like inhale and then exhale and put it in an inch at a time.
No, this is not happening. I think, I'm not sure what to do. I have to do something. Maybe I'll go get Miralax.
What about and I hate this word, but there's no other way to. What about an enema? Oh, that word. What about an enema?
I know the word is really a lot. Do you put that inside?
An enema, it's a nozzle. My parents, like my mother in the 70s, had like a permanent one, like a red rubber bag. And it was always under the bathroom sink. It was probably in the back left-hand corner of the bathroom sink for 40 years. I know
exactly what you're talking about.
No one touched it forever. But to me, it was like that was like what my nightmares were made of, that enema thing under the sink. And it was red.
I know exactly.
Like a nuclear warning red. It still haunts me. I still have an image of it in my head. It smelled like rubber.
Hey, are peanuts? Do they bind you?
Yes.
Peanuts and peanut butter?
Peanuts. I don't know about peanut butter, but it must.
So I think that's what it is.
What'd you say?
Yeah. I've had half a jar in 3 days.
Oh, in 3 days?
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it 3 days ago, and half the jar is gone.
How big is the jar?
And I poured out, this is how sick I am with food. I poured out the oil on the top before I mixed it, so I think it's okay.
But wait, I'm confused, like, because I hate that oil. Wouldn't it be okay, or no, it's not okay?
Well, what happened is it's natural, so there's no sugar or salt or anything. So it's just peanuts, and the oil is on top. So I spilled out the oil, which is like not even an inch. Yeah. But now I tell myself the peanut butter is okay because it's a lot less fattening.
Because there's no
oil. I don't have the oil in it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still... It's horrible. I had half the jar.
This is really hard to talk about today because Because, like, what you're talking about sounds like if I were cheating on my diet, like a normal cheat. And I know one of our, like, favorite listeners wrote in, Anthony Raoul, and said that I was too hard on myself. But it's like the stuff that I fell off the wagon. I gained back, like, 9 pounds. And I've been eating poorly again sometimes, not all the time.
Right.
And things are kind of like, I have to say, like since last week, this is life. This is why it's so crazy. Like show business life, things have done like a turnaround. It's weird. So things are like going well. And yet it hasn't really been, that hasn't made me say, okay, I'm going to go back to like taking care of myself and eating well again. It's a fucking addiction. Now it's like celebratory Baskin Robbins. As opposed to like despair Baskin Robbins. Does that make sense? It's just still in the house.
Yeah.
There's not even a reason for it. It's just there. It's there when I get up to pee in the middle of the night. Go ahead.
Sorry. Are you eating fast food?
No, not fast food. No, but I went to an Italian restaurant on Sunday. Not fast food. Johnny brought home these balls. They're like Japanese ice cream balls.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They have a light dusting of powder over them.
Yes, isn't that mochi? Wait, how do you say it?
Ho Chi Minh.
I don't know.
Anal beads.
I can't remember how to say it. John McCain.
Did John McCain die?
No.
His hair.
My God, no.
I didn't finish my sentence. Can you imagine John McCain dyed his hair, that little ring of gray around the bald head? Can you imagine he was
dyed his hair?
Can you imagine he dyed his hair like blue, the little ring around his head, like a punk girl in Brooklyn?
I thought you said, did he... I thought you were asking if he died.
I did, but then I switched it up and said his hair.
He's one of the only hopes we have.
I know, but he's sickly.
Well, he's just going to lose part of his brain. He'll be fine. I wonder if he sleeps regularly.
If I want to, you know what? If I could do anal, like I would want my video line to be called the Anal King. And I would have like a whole
video line?
Like my line of, well, they're not videos anymore. It would be on the internet. Like you would subscribe and I would be called the Anal King. And like there'd be a new episode every week of the Adventures of the Anal King.
And why would you be called king? Like what could you do that made you the king?
The Anal King? Like I could sit down on a fire hydrant like it was an office chair. Like I was the Anal King. Like every week was a new item. Like in the hotel room, you said the water bottle. I would use like the bureau. Bureau?
Bureau. Chief.
The Fuhrer.
Burrow.
Burrow. A burrow, a monkey. What's the, not a monkey, a donkey.
You could definitely fit more in your ass than I could.
You think so?
For sure. Yes. Are you kidding?
It's been so long since like a solid bowel movement was evacuated from it. I feel like it's sealed up. It's such a small opening. It's no bigger than a urethra.
No, mine is so small and angry.
yours is not gaping.
Mine is like I need to go do some. Maybe I'll go. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch like a ton of Trump videos, and then I'll just shit all over my hotel room.
If your anus was a Muppet or a Sesame Street puppet, which one would it be? Oscar.
Big Bird.
Big Bird. Mine would be Grover, like happy and purplish.
No, mine would be tiny, so it would be, I don't know, what's her name? Zoe?
What's the one with the little yellow braids with fuchsia felt skin?
Yeah, something like that.
Janet? You know who I'm talking about? She has
Janet?
She has like...
Janet is...
She has half-pint braids.
No Muppet named... I am so sick from this juice right now. I have to go to a hospital.
Wait a minute. What? Starbucks has green juice now?
Yeah, it's from a bottle, and I'm so nauseous while I'm talking. All I taste is celery and parsley inside.
Yeah, the parsley always makes me nauseous in those green things. What did you eat today? What time is it there? Is it the same time?
Nothing. I'm really bad. It's like 1 o'clock, 1 something, and that's all I've had. It's bad. I drink a ton of coffee, and then normally I eat something, but sometimes I like to torture myself.
I hate that. Is it like torturing yourself? Or in other words, is it not making time to eat? Or is it like not forgetting to eat? No,
it's literally, it's just trying to like wait as long as I can until I have to eat something or I'm going to vomit. Yeah. Yeah.
See, like I didn't have food in the house. All I had were leftover meatballs. And actually, that's not true. I have the ingredients for a smoothie, and I'm just not making them anymore. I'm tired of making goddamn smoothies in the morning.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be wearing a white terry cloth robe and like pondering over what I'm going to do for the day. I feel like those are the people who make smoothies. Blonde women.
And they wear slippers.
Yes. Yes. And the door overlooks the brick patio and they have like a nice, happy life. The husband's at work. Those are smoothie people. Like I can't be that person.
You would freak out here.
In Montreal? Why?
Freak out. Because it's a whole festival for weeks, and there's food trucks everywhere. you don't even know. Waffles, Zeppelis, barbecue everywhere.
Oh my God!
Fried fish. I'm dying.
Hello. Are they all French? Are the people in the food trucks French? Are they French?
Well, a lot of them speak French. I have no idea what they're saying. I'm like, just give me the chicken, bitch. I have no idea what's going on.
Can that be the name of your memoir? Just give me the chicken, comma, bitch. The Jessica Kirsten story on Lifetime. Just give me the chicken, bitch. Can you imagine you fell into a life of crime, like, and robbed food trucks and, like, Pudgy's chicken, like you robbed chicken places? What's the other one called? Not Pudgy's. What's the other one? Not KFC.
Oh,
the chicken chain.
Yeah, they have it here.
Popeyes. That's it. Popeyes.
Yeah, they have Popeyes here.
Can you imagine you robbed a Popeyes? Like if you really hit the dregs and you held up a Popeyes.
Through a drive-through?
Can you imagine holding up a Popeyes through the drive-thru? You had on like an all-black outfit. Well, you dress like you dress every day. You had on an all-black outfit. But the only difference is...
Yeah, but I don't wear a stocking over my face.
I was going to say you'd wear the burqa that you have in the trunk.
I wear a stocking on my face every time I'm intimate.
We should hold up places wearing burqas. Can you imagine?
Oh, that would be so great. But can we blame it on people we don't like?
Yeah, totally. You drop false clues to the police. You call in anonymously.
I'm going to wear a burqa and with you, and then we'll hold up a Popeyes, and then I'll go, I'm Kellyanne Conway, bitch, and then drive away.
You should wear a burqa we have to do a video with you wearing a burqa. All we need is about, 2 feet, I guess, of black taffeta. We'll cut holes in it like a Charlie
Black taffeta.
Isn't that what it is?
Of course, I wore taffeta to my prom.
Yeah, it's like that. You just cut holes in it like a Charlie Brown ghost. You put it over your head, and I just have to be me and not sleep as. I just have to be me. I look like the man in the Al Qaeda couple, right? Now I'm saying a burqa means Al Qaeda, so that's offensive, which is always good.
I would never wear a burqa and do a video because I would be killed. I don't mind being killed. I really don't. I just don't want to be killed by someone who doesn't like someone who wears a burqa.
Wait.
I'd rather be killed another way.
How would you want it? What was that, Buzz? Was that your phone?
Yeah, I got a follower on Twitter, so I'm going to make it now. That's literally what just happened.
Remember when make it? It always makes me nauseous when people say "make it" with regard to sex.
Uh-huh.
With regard to sex, like,
ew.
When are we going to make it? Like in the '70s movie, isn't that disgusting? It reminds me of making like eggs. Ew, ew,
or
ew.
when someone says, "Do you want to make love?" I'm like, I'd rather get mounted by an animal.
Yeah. Make love is the most disgusting. It's supposed to be a beautiful thing. It reminds me of like stepping in poop and the dog poop changes color. You know when dog poop is brown and when you step in it, it turns gold?
I actually just got nauseous from that. But I know what you're saying.
We should write a children's story of the dog poop that turned gold and it like rescued a poor family. Like they stepped.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and then they all die. I would do anything for an omelet station in this hotel room right now.
In your room, can you imagine you had an omelet station?
What would you get in an omelet if you could have an omelet right now?
It depends. Is there a person working the omelet station, or am I doing it all on my own?
And he's sweating all over it. Yep.
I mean, if it were a person, I would get like bacon and American cheese and be like subtle about it. But if there was no one there, or like I have been to those like things where the person's on break at like a buffet. Mm-hmm. You know when like the person's on break at a wedding when they're doling out like the prime rib or the food, and then you can go to town and take as much shit as you want. Like if no one was there, I'd put sour cream on it, bacon, cream cheese, chocolate syrup, ketchup.
Yeah, and a whore.
And a whore.
I love cream cheese with eggs. I know that sounds weird, but I love it.
I like getting those little sushi rolls. Wait, have you ever been with a whore, like a prostitute?
No. I thought of it like years ago. I was like, I'm going to hire someone. I never could do it. Mm-hmm. Never.
Yeah, but I didn't have to, like, it was free. Like, I didn't have to pay. It was just someone I knew whose occupation happened to be prostitute. And I remember when we were kissing, I said, like, at one point I stopped. I think, like, now that I look back at it, I must have sounded like such an asshole. But I remember saying, I need you to be present. I need you to be present with me. Because it was like...
Present?
Yeah, like not present like Christmas, like present. I was like, I need you to be here. Because the person was kissing
Right.
like, you like that? Yeah, that's hot. And it was seriously, I was like making out with a VCR that had in like a porn tape, Black Inches.
Right.
You know, that were just not there, even though they were in the room. And those...
Was he hotter in bed than most people would be?
I thought you were going to say, was he hotter in bed than in the pictures? No, because it was so like, it was so performance based. It was like, oh my
Right.
God, yeah, touch that. Like it was like tone it down and let's be real. It was like there was nothing
Right.
real about the performance. It was like a Gwyneth Paltrow film. It was not good. Do you know what I mean? It was a shame because he's so attractive too. You know.
Oh my God, that sucks. I just snuck in a piece of cheese while you were talking.
What was it? That's why you kept going, and that's why you asked a question so that you knew I'd be long-winded so you could eat it.
Yeah, well, I ate it in one bite.
Was
it was I don't chew. It was a Bonnabelle. Bonnabelle?
The Bonnabelle, the little red discus?
No, I love those.
I know, I don't like
the
them.
little round ones.
You bring them for me
You
in the
don't like
car.
them.
No. Can you imagine, like, being that you don't chew? Neither one of us chew. Can you imagine,
I
like...
didn't chew that.
But,
Yeah.
like, evolution, like, over the course of millions of years, because we don't chew, can you imagine, like, human beings develop teeth in their throat? Like, so that... Because, like, from...
Yeah, I know.
From not chewing, we evolved into beings that have teeth in the throat.
Yeah, I don't even need teeth because I don't chew anything.
But that's what I mean. So that you survive, you develop the next...
Right.
Over millions of years, you develop teeth in the throat so you don't die.
Of course.
So
Of course. I
how's...
mean, I would choke on things because I would just shove them down my throat.
Right. So how's being alone in a hotel room?
It's good and bad. I mean, not bad. It's lonely, but I've been spending time with comics here and doing different things, forcing myself to go out and do things. They asked me to go to a strip club last night, and I said no.
A strip club?
Yeah, I didn't go. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like a lot of them, it's kind of, it's not a turn on a lot because I went years ago, the last time I went, and the woman that gave me a lap dance was chomping on gum and wasted. And I'm like, this is not, this just reminds me of my mother.
Right.
But no, it just wasn't, I can't deal with them drinking and the smells, that strong perfume, the cheap, I'm just not into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I'd rather, like, and they told me it was like $15 for one song in a private room. You can go in a private room here and you can touch. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And they're naked.
Really?
They're supposed to be completely naked here, yep.
For one song, I
And-
would think everybody would choose Stairway to Heaven because it's like 19 minutes long. You can
Or
choose
that's
whatever.
what everyone said, yep. Or like the encyclopedia on audio, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But then it's $60 for 15 minutes. So I actually would just love to go in there with them and have them hold me and tell me I'll be okay over cake or something, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing sexual.
Right. Are they attractive?
It's hard to tell. Some guys I've spoken to that go here or been here have said they're hot, and then other ones are like, not at all. So it's really, I guess it's your own preference, but they're supposed to be really hot here.
I mean, regardless of that, I can never get it out of my head where, like, when it comes to that, or when it comes to, like, heterosexual pornography, I don't know why I don't have the same feeling towards men. I can't help but feel compassion for them. I feel badly for them. I
do sometimes, but then sometimes I don't because I feel like they really, not an important, but like, I don't know.
What?
I feel like a lot of them enjoy doing it, and I feel like a lot of them hate it and just have to do it. You know? It depends on the person.
I'm assuming that they all hate it or that they were all, abused and whatnot, but it's not true. They're like, well, I mean, you see these programs where these girls put themselves through school and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Yep.
And seem completely okay with it and confident with it. Like, I would be pig-headed if I insisted that they were all wrong. Like those that have confidence in it and enjoy it, I would be like a jerk if I didn't listen to their point of view. But the few sex workers I know, and I do know like 3, they all consistently say the new term now is I'm sex positive. I'm sex positive, not HIV positive, but literally sex positive, like pro-sex, anti-judgment, and that kind of thing. And yet, 2 out of the 3 of them are now complaining that they can't have sex with regular people anymore.
Right.
Or just in general. And that they feel stagnant in their lives. Like it's just there's something about it, and it goes beyond like what we're taught too. There's an element, like in other words, when my dog goes to the bathroom when he's on a walk, I know this sounds crazy, but when he poops, he looks up at me with such shame in his eyes. Now, no one has ever taught this dog that, like, poop means shame. It's like a natural thing, and that's the same with sexuality. It's connected to such emotion. Regardless of whether or not it's shameful, there's still an element of self-respect that has to be connected to it somehow internally. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So if somebody continues to sell it...
Yeah, I don't know if it's different for guys. I think it is. I know that you're more emotional than some other men, but I think some men's not so,
It depends. I mean, it depends on the person, like with like with everything else. I think that most heterosexual men are pretty disgusting, the majority of them. It's just, I mean, how can you not look at that when you look at like crime and the patrons of these, they're literally called gentlemen's club, and they're anything but gentlemen, I would think, for the most part. That's why the bouncers are huge.
Yeah, I think it is this, for me, when I've been to a strip club, I've always felt uncomfortable watching the men get lap dances and how they deal with the women. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. That's what gets me like, ugh. Because they really think the women want them, some of them. Ugh. Not all, but some do, and they have this look like, yeah, you want me. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right. Ugh.
They want you gone, like away. They just want your money.
They want you dead.
They
right.
Don't,
right.
Yeah.
Right. There was a stripper at Tender Trap in Elwood on Long Island that balanced a cigarette on her nipples for my friend Philip.
I don't understand. You mean like...
She took the cigarette and she moved it horizontally and balanced it on her nipple. Like that was her trick. Like she put it there for a second when she like got down and sat on top of him.
Yeah, those tricks, I'm not into like the trick. I'd rather go see a circus.
Like I would rather go and see Friday the 13th Part 4. Who is into that? How could that be sexual?
I'd rather go to Dachau.
Taking a Marlboro Light and lying it across your nipple.
I love that you had no reaction to that.
Because I was in the middle of a sentence.
No, you weren't. Listen to it.
How come Dachau
was... If you were, you'd still pause and say, oh, some kind of reaction.
How come Dachau has like 9 vowels in it, isn't it? Like Dauchauchau? Dachau.
I don't know. I was there, and it was really
haunting,
intense.
I would imagine. You can feel the spirits.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it made me... It was one of those situations where I'm like, oh my God, I'm never complaining about anything ever again. And then like the next day I was like, why can't I find chicken?
The next is, why can't I get an aisle seat?
Yeah, why can't I find a parking spot?
It's human nature though. It really is. Like I remember after September 11th, after 9/11, missing the life that was before it. Does that make sense? Because
that's how I feel now. With everything going on, I feel the same way.
I don't feel that as strongly as I did then. I felt such grief back then. I felt like we had turned a page I felt like it was irrevocable. I felt like we'd gone past a certain point and there was no going back. I mean,
I feel like that a little bit, which is sad. I do.
That totally makes sense. I think I'm numb to it now. Like I was so I was so pulverized with grief after Columbine and after 9/11. I know that you've said this before about Sandy Hook. By the time we got to Sandy Hook and Pulse to a degree, my being mortified was more cerebral. It wasn't as primal. I think I'd almost become numb to the tragedy of the world. It was more like, oh my God, that's horrible, as opposed to not being able to get out of bed because I'd gotten numb to it. Does that make sense?
100%. I totally get it. I really do. I'm feeling that now. I don't have, I hate to say it because I want to be like upbeat, but we're always so honest on this podcast. I really feel trying to find hope with everything going on in the world. Like I feel like we were going in such a good direction, and now
absolutely,
I don't know.
I know.
I don't know what's going to happen.
But he is so. I don't even want to say his name. It still jars me when they refer to him as the president. I know that we have listeners that are not of the same political affiliation, but it is our podcast, so we have to come from our point of view, as well as coming from a point of view as LGBT people, LGBTQIA, but people. He's coming unraveled. He's coming undone, and he can't get it. He can't get anything passed on the floor. Which to us, it's obvious why something like that shouldn't be passed when it comes to this health care bill, or when it comes to these tax cuts for the wealthiest people in the country. It's great that he can't get them passed, but to his people, it makes him look horrific. It makes him look powerless. It makes him look lame. He can't get anything passed that he said he was going to do. Where's this wall? Where is this repeal of health care? It's not happening. So he's falling apart. It's obviously, we knew he would, and he is. It's all coming undone now. So I take great comfort in that, and great comfort in the fact that Baskin-Robbins has 2 for $9.99 quart containers. And I bought Jamocha almond fudge.
Much?
2 for $9.99 quart containers. And I bought Jamocha almond fudge because I was like, I don't like Jamocha almond fudge, so I won't eat it. And peanut butter and chocolate. Peanut butter and chocolate was gone by 11:15, and Jamocha almond fudge lasted 2 days. I fell off the wagon. I relapsed.
Yeah, listen, if I had either one of those in my freezer, I would eat the container. I would eat the freezer.
It doesn't even matter. Right.
Both of them, and peanut butter, chocolate. Oh, God. It's my favorite.
And there was another thing that I ate. I forget what it was, but it was it was something that you
Your dog?
The dog's dead. Can you imagine if the dog was dead? If I ate the dog, I would keep his skeleton and put it together like a museum of natural history, the way they have the dinosaurs. I would have the dog's skeleton put together with nails.
Yeah, you would do that.
I would. I ate something that we've talked about in the car longingly, as if it were food of the past. It was when I was in Maine. It was, oh my God, lobster with drawn butter. Remember that? Well, I did remember it, and I had about 17 lobsters when I was in Maine with so much butter. I had butter with lobster, not lobster with butter.
Yeah, that drawn butter, really.
What do they mean drawn? Didn't you just microwave it? Drawn what?
I don't know. I don't know why it's called drawn. I don't want it to think it's microwaved, but drawn. Oh God, I love that so much.
It's so good.
Like I said, they had fried fish here. They have a fried fish food truck with all kinds of fried fish. I could die.
That's not my thing.
Anything fried is my thing.
I know. And I went to there was an Italian street fair in Brooklyn, and they had fried Oreos, and you know how they have candy apples? They had candy grapes.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, they're like the little red balls. I didn't have, because that would have been just diabetic hell. I didn't have that. But I did go to some Italian restaurant that literally everybody knew each other. It felt like a Trump rally. All those blue collar Italians love him. It made me so uncomfortable. I took pictures of them on the sly. And they're on my Instagram. They're amazing looking.
Yeah, I saw those. They are amazing.
It's amazing that I'm not, seriously, it amazes me that I don't own an Exxon like everyone else in my family, or a bagel shop. I make fun of them, but they have homes on the ocean. and I live in an M&M wrapper. Seriously. They have homes on the ocean. They own like a bagel shop or a pizza place. Who's the idiot? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I get it, but you don't live in an M&M wrapper.
If I did, it would. What's your favorite M&M? Were they ever your thing?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean,
plain or peanut? Plain or peanut?
I'd have to say peanut because there's more food in it.
See, peanut, I chew around the nut and I throw the nut out. So just
then just have plain.
I have plain. Yeah, then just I used to take 5 different colors of plain in my hand, the plain M&Ms, and I would throw them in the backyard like Jack and the Beanstalk's mother threw the beans, and I would hope that like a beanstalk would grow so I could escape Comac. Isn't that crazy? I just remembered that. I would throw M&Ms onto the back lawn and hope that something would grow. Like an M&M. Like seriously, that if that's not slow.
An M&M tree. That's cute.
I was slow. That was like with the kids in room 3. I was slow.
Yeah.
They were happier than all of us. I was slow. They were happier than all of us. What floor are you
I'm
on?
going to try. I'm not eating sugar and I'm not eating flour or any carb, but I'm going to try not to eat. Like I have been eating nuts and peanut butter. It's crazy.
Okay. That's okay.
It's not. I got to stop.
If you're not eating sugar and you're not having bread and you had half a jar of nuts over the course of 3 days, think about that. That's not horrible. And you have to what's the word? Command? Amend?
You know what? This might not make sense. I mean, I think it will to you, and I think it will to some people, but I don't feel good because of it. Like there's certain things I'm eating and I'm drinking way too much coffee.
Right.
It's just more about taking care of myself.
Right.
You know, I don't feel great.
Right. Food hangovers. I've had food Well, that doesn't sound right. If you don't feel great, then something is wrong. Your body's telling you that it's
right.
Like it does. It's crazy how when you start becoming in touch with your body. I used to have smoking hangovers when I smoked cigarettes. It was gross. I remember if I was up all night, like I don't know, studying or learning lines or not even drinking. Just like if I had a big night of smoking, I would wake up and I would feel like my skin would feel oily. I would feel gray. I would feel like the color gray. I felt gross. I had the exact same thing. I know. I totally get it. Right. And in the same vein, there are food hangovers, which are it's insane. Like when I used to go and visit you and go to the fast food restaurants. I haven't fallen that off yet, but I think you should pat yourself on the back because it's not. You're still doing. You're still in the world of okay. Yeah. While you're away from home, that's hard. Yeah, it's not easy, and it's also going to the gym. I got to do. I walked yesterday, and I felt good that I walked. Mm-hmm. I really did. You mean like walked around, or like walked on the treadmill? No, I walked around, but I walked for a while, so that was good. I felt good that I did something active. Right. That's great. Why don't we read some emails? Okay, I have one right in front of me. I just pulled one up. Great. So this is from Anthony. Anthony Raul, who we love. He's like one of our number one. Anthony Hernandez, he's one of our number one fans. I'm obsessed with you two, as y'all already know. And I must say that Kirsten is amazing for calling in. Even though she's traveling overseas, just shows how dedicated she is to the podcast. Really inspires me to stay committed to whatever it is I'm supposed to be committed to, but could really care less. I've been sharing with all my friends how great your podcast is, and they should definitely subscribe. Thank you, Anthony. You're a doll. I look forward to your very sweet. I look forward to your funny voices and call-in characters week to week. By the way, the phones have been lit up for a while. I feel bad because we're losing some callers that have been waiting for us. Well, we'll take one right after this. Okay. Yeah. And call-in characters week to week. And, of course, the obvious serious issues that are also discussed. Side note to Frank, stop being so hard on yourself. You're amazing and wonderful. Stop it. Aw, and he is in the best shape. I was just going to say, and it'll help me if you stop sending me pictures of your ass, Anthony. Stop sending me pictures of your ass. Does he send me pictures of his ass? Yes, and it has to stop. Stop. Jessica, give us more.
don't get the ass pictures, but it's okay. I don't want them. I mean, I love you, Anthony, but I don't want to see your anus.
Yeah, I want them. I don't want them.
I want to see my anus poop.
Not without my anus. I want my book to be called Not Without My Anus.
I want my poop to be called large.
Not my poop, my ass.
Oh, your ass.
I want to be the anal king. Jessica, give us more of the old Jew and black girl. What's her name? Isn't her name Vivian?
The old Jew?
It says, Jessica, give us more of the old Jew and black girl. What's her name?
The old woman is Vivian, and the black woman is Shaniqua. Of course.
Thanks.
Can you imagine if her name was like Jennifer? Yeah, her name is
Bronwyn.
No, my name is Beth. My name is Karen.
Oh, wait.
Is someone calling?
Hold on. Oh, my God. I left the lady from State Farm Insurance holding before. I was trying to pay my insurance bill. Hold on one second. Hi, this is Frank. Hold on one second. This is Frank. I'm sorry I kept you on hold. Hello?
Hello?
Are you still there?
Yes, I am. What can I help you with
Hi.
today?
I need to know if my policy's been canceled. I need to pay my bill. I'm behind.
Is this for your life, for your health, your car?
No, it's a Toyota. It's a 2008 Toyota Camry.
Your Kaisero? What?
No, it's a 2008 Toyota Camry. I need to pay my biannual bill.
What's your name?
It's Frank, and you have my last name. I gave it to you before. Liotti.
Hold on, I'll ask my coworker.
No, I gave you
Do
the.
you have the policy for Fran Giardi? Fran. F-R-A-D. Fran Giardi.
Maybe.
Find you in the system.
You know what? I'm going to have to call
Terminated
back.
like half of my family.
So I had nothing to do with the extermination. I'm so sorry.
It's your fault. You put me in the chamber.
All right.
Where's my daughter?
Put me in the chamber. All right, I've got to take other calls.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Oh my God, that poor woman.
No, she was crazy.
I wonder what she had for lunch today. That's all I think about with
fried
insurance
salmon.
offices. Salmon?
Fried salmon.
You're right. It's like those little mini strip mall shopping centers where there's nothing but like places that have paper. And then the closest thing would be like a bagel shop, so they always have the same thing, tuna salad or salmon on a bagel.
Yeah. They're very into salmon, those people.
I can't do it. I like those rolls, though, that have a little bit of the cream cheese in them, and I think there's
you
salmon.
and I both like those.
Those are good. Because the salmon is masked with all the Philadelphia cream cheese and whatever else is in that shit, so you can't taste the salmon.
And it's just a little... Right, and it's just a little bit.
Have you ever been to those huge buffets, the huge Chinese buffets that have like chocolate pudding?
You and I have gone together.
Oh my God, that's right. Do you remember that? And we had a tiny little bit of vanilla pudding. Like we tasted it.
Yep. And it was disgusting, Frank. There were like flies, remember? It was gross.
Always. It's disgusting. I know. Because there's miles of food, and there's no way that all that food could be fresh.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
And you can tell from the way the hostess seats you that if they drop like chicken on the floor, there's no way that they throw it out. You can tell from the whole vibe.
Yeah, and they have like that chicken teriyaki on a stick, and there's like 3 of them, and they're filled with oil.
They're lying in like an inch of like, it looks like antifreeze. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I guess we should wrap it up this week.
Yeah, well, I'm so grateful to you. I'm so grateful that we have this podcast, and I'm so grateful to everyone that's listening, that's spreading the word.
I am too. I'm so grateful that I live in a country where I can have sex with men. And
I'm so grateful that I just, I'm not grateful for anything.
I'm grateful I have a bed. I'm grateful that I have 3 senses out of my 5 that work.
I'm grateful for a lot of things. I really am.
I am too. I'm grateful that I'm healthy, as far as I know, for the most part. I'm grateful for the USA. I'm grateful for freedom. And I'm grateful that we live in a country where we can talk about Donald Trump. I still don't want to call him what his title is. I'm grateful that we live in a country where we can talk about being disgruntled with the commander-in-chief and not get killed for it. Even though I feel like this leader, this commander-in-chief, would like to be able to kill people that disagree with him. It's not going to happen because we still can. It is America. So I'm grateful that we live in America. And I'm grateful that I'm blonde and thin.
I'm grateful that I'm Asian with a nice ass.
I'm grateful
really
that I have 2 double D tits that squirt.
Listen to Alex.
I know he's laughing. Do you hear him? You hear him?
Yeah, because I said Asian with a nice ass.
Yes.
I really am. Not, I've had to work at it.
I know. And, it was a lot for you to break away from your family.
I know, and I'm really grateful for my horse and buggy.
Right.
My horse has been around for many years.
Mm-hmm.
My horse loves you.
I love your horse. I just don't like when the horse gets sexual with me. It makes me uncomfortable.
Well, I know, because he's very big, but you can probably take half of it.
Well, when I say the anal king, that's a job, and I leave it at the office. It's not like I go to visit you at the horse corral and all of a sudden have to open up to Misty Lady.
I understand. Sometimes when he goes at me, tries to get in there, I just shove a carrot in his mouth, and then he's fine. Takes a nap, and he's fine for a while.
See, you didn't even blink when I called your male horse Misty Lady.
What did you call it?
Misty Lady. You know how they all have names like that?
It.
Like with
Misty,
the races?
Misty Lady.
Like Misty Lady.
I just snorted. I'm going to throw myself out the window.
The human body is so disgusting.
I just snorted, Frank.
I know. I get it. It happens when you get older. When is your birthday? Jessica has a birthday coming up.
No. Me?
Yeah.
Yours is before mine.
Oh. What month is this?
Mine is November 14th. Yours is October what?
2nd.
Right.
You forgot my birthday? You're my best friend.
Frank,
you have
just thought mine was coming up next week.
Yeah, but that's not because of the level of friendship. That's because of the dementia. You have new best friends.
I have a hard time memorizing things, too. I thought it was October 5th.
No, it's October 2nd. You're in Paris, and now you have new French friends, and you all wear berets.
Yeah, right. You're in Paris.
You have new French friends, and you eat chicken that has drippings on like French bread that they have in the windows.
I told you to come here.
With the head still on.
You should be here with me raiding food trucks.
Oh, I thought you said rating, not rating. Like rating, like 4.1.
No, rating, like
I'll come next. Can I come I have all shows last week and this week, but next week I don't think I have many shows, so I can come next week. Are you still there? I'll come when you leave.
Yeah, come the day I leave. That's perfect.
No, when are you there until?
I'm here until next April. I'm here until July 30th, I think.
Well, if anybody wants to take a ride and go see Jessica in Paris, she's there until July 30th. She's playing at Rue des Boston Creme.
I keep laughing that you say Paris because everyone speaks French here, and I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Do the police?
And they also give you their dollars and $2. Like they have coins. They're very cool. But I'm carrying like a sack of coins.
Coins for like dollars?
Yeah, they're like, I go to Starbucks, they're like, 5.50 please, and I'm like going through coins like a homeless person. I have no idea what's going on.
Do the sirens go, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo?
Yes.
And do the nurses in the hospitals wear those like singing flying nun hats? You know how the nurses have those hats that literally, that look like umbrella upside down nurse hats, inside out umbrella?
Yes. It's all like that. Yes.
I'll come next week. I'm coming next week. I'll drive up.
Yeah, drive up next week, and you're going to have to go through customs to make sure your ass is cleaned out with all those drugs.
I wish I were a mule. I'm going to be an escort. I really am. And then Fat Pig, a little of it will be dedicated to being an escort. I'm in the mood to be an escort now. The anal cake.
I think that would be great. I think we'd have a lot more listeners.
We would. Oh, my God. We would. Like, would you put up your ass this week? Like that kind of thing.
That's perfect.
A trumpet. What's an ass trumpet?
An ass trumpet?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll ask my Aunt Sheila.
Write to us at heyfatpig@gmail.com. We love your letters. We only read one today, but that's okay. There's more for next week. We love your letters. Hey Fat Pig on Instagram. Nobody's sending us pictures anymore. If you send us pictures, we'll put them up eventually. And Hey Fat Pig on Twitter, on Twitter.
Yeah, send us stuff and talk to us. Tell us what's going on with you.
Yeah, really. Tell us what's going on with you. And we love that. Talk to us about
More
sex.
importantly, tell us how great we are. That's more important than
definitely.
anything.
Talk about how great Jessica's jugs are and how tight my hole is, how tight my ass is.
One of them is enormous and the other one is medium sized.
What, my asses? My jugs?
No,
Your
my
jugs. Is that really true? Is one big and one like medium size?
I'll show you. Yep.
But that's like normal. Like everyone has one nostril that's
mine
bigger.
Are extreme.
Really?
Yeah.
Like one is like a globe and one is like a grape. Can you imagine?
If that was that bad, I wouldn't leave the house.
Why are you in the room right now? What is it? 1 p.m. there or 1 a.m.? 2.
No, it's like 2 p.m. and I came up to call you. I was downstairs in the business lounge doing work.
Oh, what kind of work?
Nothing. I was on Instagram looking at hot people.
I love you so much. Work. I love you as much as I love our listeners.
Me too.
All right, everyone. We love you so much. Thanks for listening to Fat Pig. I'm Frank Liotti.
Love you guys. I'm Jessica Carson. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.